missing my flight today.
There we go.
Even though I feel shitty.
And we back.
This way. You already got
And we back. Hopefully this all stays up. But we back, baby. What up, Bianca? On time. I love an on time Pisces queen. We got a good show tonight, baby. Alexa, pause. All right, let me get you in here. Let me get you in here. Boom. What up, good people? Let's get started. It's another night in the spotlight.
Hey, hey, girl.
Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
How are you?
I am good. It's been forever. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I think PG County should like all stand up right now. Like it's
No, seriously, because we be making moves for real.
okay. This is really monumental. Like definitely. For those that may not know, my girl Bianca and I, we go way back. Okay, like Cadillacs. All right, I'm
Since
talking.
elementary.
I'm talking school bus. So to be sitting honestly in front of you right now and about to dig all into the amazing things you've been doing, it's honestly like a proud moment for me. I'm so
Oh,
proud of
thank you,
you.
Tia.
Really, really. You are
Look,
doing big things.
listen, the feeling is mutual because you've been grinding. And ever since we was kids in school, you always said you'll be a journalist. And that's
I
exactly what you turned out to be. So I'm proud of you,
look.
too.
But you are always the creative, intelligent. You just knew you was gonna be getting it, and look at you already doing
Thank
it.
you.
Like
Thank you. Thank
already.
you.
Always been goal oriented. So I'm not surprised that you're just this serial mompreneur. And congratulations on becoming a mom.
Thank you. Look, same to you. They're not that far in difference in age.
Really not though.
Like at
Really not.
all.
Thank you, thank you. So, all right, let's fast forward a little bit, because like I said, you've been doing so much. Like before a little bit of the recent success, you started out like as a music A&R, right?
Yeah.
And
So
you lived in
I
Atlanta for a little bit.
yep. So basically I had went to school. I got a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism. I just
Okay.
knew I was gonna be a TV producer. It was just like I just knew I was gonna give me an Emmy for a show, right? So I went to Clark Atlanta, didn't have any financial aid, had to come back home. So I finished at Bowie. But once
Okay.
I got my degree, I was like, oh no, I got to get back to Atlanta because I just didn't fulfill everything that I thought I was going to do. Like I was in school, I had good grades, but I really wasn't focused for real. Like
Right.
I didn't know the assignment, like network, network, network.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went back to Atlanta. Like I'm talking like quit my government job, had money saved. I was like, if I don't know nothing else, I know how to bartend.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I started bartending and I would still do like freelance work. Like I freelanced for BET. I did red carpet events. I did PR. And then I got connected to, and I would be a PA on like TV shows and
Right.
like video shoots. I would just be a production assistant. So then I got connected with the DJs, Coalition DJs.
Yes.
And they're pretty much like the top DJs in Atlanta. They have a lot
Yeah.
of chapters. Like they got a DMV chapter, Cali, Detroit, North Carolina, South Carolina. Anywhere that you think of, they got it. So that's kind of how I got my foot into the music industry. So basically, I specialized in like marketing and promotions for independent artists. I
Hmm.
had major artists like Anderson Paak. I had him as a client. I did a
Yes.
one with him. So it was basically like if you needed your song played in the club, I was who you came to.
Yeah.
Like if you need to get on stage, you need to hit me up. If you need to be on
Right.
a certain platform, you need to hit me up. If you need your music played, if you want to do a radio press run, you need to hit me up.
Right.
So
You got
that
to
was
go through B.
Yeah, like I really love connecting people. So I'm pretty much like, if I can connect somebody in any type of way, I'm all for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because music A&Rs, I feel like they wear so many hats, do so many things. And I was definitely going to ask, like, to hone in on exactly what it is that you did with these artists and these artists were able to benefit from. So with all the things that you've done in the music industry, what's the most rewarding part of your experience as a music A&R? I mean, because it's so much going
It's
on.
really a lot, but I think the most rewarding part is knowing you had something to do with getting that record broken. Like when
Yeah,
you see that artist get them platinum plaques and them gold records, it's like, dang, I contributed to that.
yeah,
I was in the clubs getting your record spent. Like, so I think that's the most rewarding part about it. Like, cause it's hard. People don't know. Like, they just think, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper. No, you gotta pay the DJ. You gotta pay your producer. You gotta pay for promotions. When you go into those strip clubs, guess what? You gotta pay the DJ to play your record, and you still have to make sure your record is good enough for the girls to dance to it so they can get
yeah,
good tips, because the dancers still have to tip out the DJ.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like, you gotta pay for parking, you gotta pay for entry, you gotta pay for your drinks, you gotta pay for lap dance. It's so much.
yeah,
Like, it's just so much into it that people don't realize. Like, you actually have to work your record. Like,
yeah.
you can't be scared to go out here and network and make connections with producers and DJs and collaborate. Like, a lot of people be thinking, oh, I'm in competition. I'm in competition. It's not about competition. It's about collaboration. Like, before I
And do
compete
you
with you, I'm going to collaborate with you.
facts? I love that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
do you feel like being the fact that, we're both from the DMV, like, and I spent some time down south too. Do you feel like there's that more competitive edge in up north versus down south, or do you just feel like it's all across the board? Because I feel like from what I've seen, I feel like people are more willing to collaborate
Down
down
south.
south. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Like, up here, it's crabs in a barrel. I want to
Right.
you get into the top, so I'm going to try to pull you down.
All
So
right.
it's really, everybody is in competition. And when you go down south, it's like, you could be from two completely different hoods,
Yeah.
and y'all both collaborate and y'all just want a Grammy. Meanwhile, it's artists up here that's struggling just to perform at Echo Stage.
Right.
So it's like, collaborate, do not compete.
Absolutely. 1,000%. I love that because I learned that later in life too, that networking is half the battle. Like, yeah, I got the degree, but really it's about who you know. It's about getting out there, getting that
Yeah.
experience, making those connections, all of that. That goes a long way.
Yeah, I wish
Um,
I would have known that in school. Like, I wish I would have networked more. Like, coming from up top, coming down south, it's Southern hospitality. We aren't used to that. So if people come up to you and speaking to you, we looking like, oh, what you telling me for? Like,
yes,
you don't know
that
me.
was
Like, why?
me.
And that was me, like, my freshman year. Like, ew, don't talk to me. Like, and it's like, that was stupid. You should have been
So stupid.
networking. Like, that's the one thing I regret. Like, you should have networked way more than what you did.
Same here, like same here. I'm telling you, because at first, I had the same attitude. I'm just like, listen, if I don't know you, or like, if I don't want to get to know you, I'm not gonna
Yep.
talk to you. But it's like
Yep.
you just shot yourself in the foot, because you over here acting snooty for what?
For
Like,
what?
for
For
what?
what? That's stupid.
So I love the fact that you said, you got the degree, like you were back home and you were just like, listen, I gotta go. Like I gotta get back down there. You really took a chance on yourself.
I
Talk,
did.
can
I
you
ain't
talk
have
a little
no
bit?
job. No
Talk a little
job.
bit about it.
I just had a little bit of money saved, and I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna have to make it work. Like,
Yeah.
that's the one thing I learned about Clark. This the only thing, the most important thing I ever learned in college that stick with me to this day is find a way of make one. I apply that. That's the school motto, but I apply that to everything. Like, find a way or make one.
Yes. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
same here. If you're not willing to bet on yourself, who else will?
Yep.
Who will?
Yep.
So, uh, would you say some of or what lessons would you say you learned in the music industry that you carry into your businesses?
Don't let nobody play with you. No, like, and it's weird because I feel like I can't get away from male dominated industries. Like the music industry is a male dominated industry, and
Right.
now I do trucking. So trucking is a male dominated industry, and it's really like you have to be a pit bull in a skirt.
Yeah.
Like,
You do.
don't be like mean, like and standoffish, but don't let nobody play with you either. Because in the music industry, they gonna try to take advantage of you because you're a female. They
Yeah.
might think you're a groupie. They might think you're just a personal assistant, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, you have
Yeah.
to go through me.
And you're attractive. You're a
Yeah, so it's
beautiful
like
woman,
they're
so
gonna
they're gonna
try
try
you,
you.
and you
Yeah.
cannot tarnish your name. You cannot. As soon as you get tied to one person, that's it for you. Like
Yeah.
you cannot tarnish your name.
Absolutely. Like I tell people all the time, do not contact me for an interview and say, hey, baby girl, I saw your little show. You will not get a response.
Yeah,
Like
and
that
don't
is
put
not
and listen, and don't put Lil in front of nothing I got going on.
okay. Don't
Nothing.
nothing. That is not how you get my attention. Hey, sweetheart. Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
believe their approach because that is not how you're coming at, these other gentlemen who are doing interviews. That's not
Wouldn't
how you're
dare
doing it.
say it. Wouldn't dare say it.
Wouldn't think. So when did you decide, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur for real? Like, I've done this. I've done all, I was the PA, I was freelancing, I was, the music AR, but now I want to go in and really be my own boss.
It was when I got pregnant. So, like anybody that know me, I just knew I was gonna be the auntie. Like I knew that was gonna be my title for forever. So when I got pregnant, I just started thinking like, dang, like I can't really move around in the clubs like that. Or
Yeah,
if I'm leaving my son, the money, if I gotta step away from him, it gotta be worth it. The money gotta add up to what I'm doing. Like I
yeah,
gotta bring home the money.
yeah,
So I just realized I was like, I'm not an artist. I don't own my masters. You know what I'm saying? What can I leave to my son? What can I give him?
yeah. I mean,
And
you
I
might
had,
can spit some bars. You might got some bars
yeah.
on you.
Look, I done been around enough of them, but I just kept saying to myself, like, it's something I have to leave him. So I had always been into trucking, and it was
Yeah.
crazy because when I first moved to Atlanta, like I said, before like all my freelancing and PA work and all of that started kicking off, I bartended. So one of my regular customers, he will always come in and tell me about trucking. And
Hmm.
he's like, you need to get into it. But I honestly thought he thought that I was just sweet for it. I thought he thought
Right.
I was just green light. He just telling me anything. But now looking back, he was dead serious. So it's like
Yeah.
it always was in my mind. But when I had my son, I was like, no, I gotta do something that I could pass on to him, that he could pass on to his kids. Like
Yeah.
I have to work smarter.
Yes. Yes. I
And
feel that.
and it was crazy because it's like I didn't have him during COVID, but he was still an infant. So he's kind of a quarantine baby.
Right.
And trucking was the only industry when the world shut down. Trucking didn't.
Mm-mm. No, not at
So I'm
all.
like, no, this is something, and it's so many like levels to trucking. It's so many different things you can get into that it's no way that he won't be able to eat. Like,
Yeah.
and not saying I want to force it down his throat. You know how people like parents want you to choose a certain path, but it's like here's an option for you, so you don't
Right.
ever have to play the streets. That should never come
Absolutely.
out your mouth that you got it out the mud. Your back was. You should never have to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, by the time you turn 16, you can have your little cargo van running Amazon packages.
Okay.
Like, there's no excuse. Like, it's so, like, I'm trying to set you up so you don't ever have to face no type of struggle. Like, you
Yeah.
don't ever have to experience anything that I went through when I stepped out on my own.
Exactly. Exactly. Because
So,
I mean, I don't want to pass down the struggle. And I can
Basically.
relate with that. Absolutely.
Basically. Yep.
So some people say the hardest part of entrepreneurship is getting started. Would you agree with that? And if not, what would you say is the hardest part to you?
I think that is the hardest part because you're your own worst critic.
Yeah,
Like, I always say it's two me's on my shoulder. It's the one that's gonna talk, and that's the devil. It's like it's the one that's going, you can't do that. Like, you ain't capable of doing that. What makes you think you so special that you can do that? And then
yeah,
it's the other one, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you.
yeah,
So you just have to start. Like when I started, and I sat on the business for a minute before I even announced it.
right.
And I just kept telling myself, like, huh, how I'm gonna find a time, how I'm gonna find a time. Like, so I really am proud of starting because it's like I was going through postpartum. I was
Mm.
depressed. I didn't recognize myself. Like,
Yeah,
it was a lot. Like, you could be sitting across from me and physically I was there, but mentally I was not there. And don't
yeah,
get me wrong, when I say I experienced postpartum, like I never had any ill feelings towards my son.
right.
I wasn't here. So I'm like, I was going through postpartum. I was a new mom, and we in a pandemic. You're gonna have to make some shape. Like,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to start because if you sit in this, you'll never come out of it. Like, you will
absolutely.
never come out of that depression. So it's like I
Yeah,
just started, and I think too, if you got like a village that supports you, like my family and my friends, they don't play about me. I don't
yeah,
care what idea I got. They be like, okay, so how can we help? Like my
yeah,
dad, it could be the craziest thing in the world, and he like, okay, so when you gonna do it? When you gonna start?
yeah.
So I think that was the driving force. Like, you done talked a good game, now you got to back it up. Now you got to show these people what you been rapping their heads off about.
Right, right. So you would say your support system is how you balance being a mom and an entrepreneur?
Definitely. I wouldn't know how I could survive without a village. Honestly, being a mom, because
Yeah,
it's hard.
it is.
Like,
It
it's
is.
hard. Like, right now, I literally had to send my son off somewhere else so we could talk. Because it's like, if you around me, when the camera come on, you just want to keep saying, mommy, mommy, mom. You don't
Yeah,
want nothing. Like, I'm trying to focus.
yeah.
So,
Same here, girl. My son is out with his dad right now. I
yeah,
gotta focus.
like I have to focus. So, yeah, you get it.
Absolutely, 100%, girl. So, all right. So we've mentioned it a few times. So tell me about the Via Group. That's how you say it, right?
Yes.
Tell me about
So, the Via Group is a logistics company,
it.
and we specialize in dispatching services, vending solutions, and basically new business startup like trucking companies getting your compliance, your DOT numbers, things of that nature.
Uh-huh.
So I kept thinking like, oh, I just want my name to mean something. I need a meaningful name. I got a whole notebook full of names. I just kept scratching out. I was like, that's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted it to represent something for me and my son. So my middle name is Victoria. His middle name is Yasir. So VIYA, the
Right.
first two initials. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I was playing around with the name. I was like, oh, I was putting out names backward, doing all types of stuff, trying to come up with a name. So one day I'm in the car and I'm driving. I swear to God, like I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not like holier than thou or nothing like that. But
Right.
I was riding in the car and by myself, I swear to God, I heard something say, "Victory is yours always." Nobody in the car with me, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's Via, like VIYA. Victory is yours always."
Yeah.
So that's basically what it was, but I added the vending machines portion to it for my son, so I can handle trucking, and in a couple years you could take over the vending. Like, that's easy for you to know in elementary school
Easy.
versus me putting a business in your name. I know that I can get grants and certifications just for being a minority woman. He can't
Right.
get that.
Right.
So that was basically it. So yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That sounds Awesome. And like you said, the trucking industry, it's a male dominated industry. And although, you say your son motivated, all of this in the first place, I still love the fact that this is, a woman owned business.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about why it was important to you, to really excel in this particular industry as a woman.
I just think it made sense. Like you
Mm.
can literally do it from anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
I wanna, my ideal lifestyle for me and my son is like, if I want to take you to Antigua for 3 weeks,
Okay.
that's we gonna go, and I don't have to worry about, oh, like I
How I'm gonna
can't
make
do my
ends
job.
meet.
I can do it from wherever. I can do it on a beach. I can work from a beach. So I think that helps it too. Like you
Yeah.
just can go anywhere with it.
Yeah. So is this based out of DC, or like where are you based out of? Or is this something that can, cross state lines and
Cross
anyone
state
can be a
line.
part?
Yep, cross
Awesome.
state line. So basically, what it is, say if you're a truck, you're owner operator, you have your own truck,
Uh-huh.
and you're looking for dedicated lanes, right?
Right.
To pick up work. I'm the connector. So
Mm-hmm.
I connect you with my direct shippers and I get you the dedicated lane. So you tell me your preference. If you want to stay local, you can stay local. If you want to go OTR, that's over the road. If you want to go over the road, we can go over the road. I can have you all the way out on Cali. So
Yeah.
like depending on the state that you're in and depending on the commodity that you're carrying, that determines
Right.
your pay. Like drivers can be making 15,000 a week, 10,000 a week, a
Right.
week.
Yeah.
People waiting on that in a couple months on a paycheck. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
it's possible. You just tell me where you want to go, and I'll get you the dedicated lane. Tell me what your preferences are.
Right. So you pretty much went from being the plug in the music industry to the plug in the trucking industry.
Yep.
I,
And I still, and look,
I see.
I didn't give up on music yet. I still got my hands in music too.
I
So
know
it's
you do.
like
I know
I
you do.
I still got it.
You just the all around plug at this point. Just
At
the
this
all around
point,
plug.
and,
Yeah,
and that was the biggest thing that I had struggled with too. I was like, oh man, I just don't want to seem like I'm all over the place. Like, but when I thought about it, I was like, I'm just a multifaceted person, and I can't control that. Like, I'm
yeah,
not about to box myself in because I like doing music things, I like doing art, and I like trucking.
do it
That's
all.
just
Why
me.
not?
Yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I learned that a little earlier, I would say just that, when we're young, we're taught that, what do you want to be when you grow up? You got to pick that one thing and you got to stick with that one thing. But I think times have changed now.
Yep.
Now, you can do it all if you have a plan and if you have
Yeah.
the passion to really jump into what you're doing and to bet on yourself. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
you're good at so many different things. And for those who are
Thank
also,
you.
multi-talented, I mean, I'm just telling you the truth, girl. So what would you, like, when should somebody consider making something that they're good at into their career or their lifestyle? Like, when does it become more than just make something that should be a hobby?
For me, is when you can't stop thinking about it.
Mm.
Like if it's on my mind 24/7,
Yeah,
like it's there for a reason. You're not just like at this point, you need to be manifesting it because you're constantly thinking about it, like constantly thinking about it. So it's like make it work. Or I'm a firm believer, like just do what makes you happy. Whatever
yes,
that may be, like do what makes you happy because some people like, oh, I'm a millionaire. I got this, I got that. Okay, but are you happy doing it?
that part.
Like,
And
it don't mean nothing if you're not happy while you're doing it.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because
So
if you're happy, you'll never work a day in your life.
yeah, like everything will be fun to you. So I think if you can't stop thinking about it and it genuinely makes you happy, like
Yeah.
you just be zoned out just because you just love what you're doing. Do it. Don't
Yeah.
box yourself in.
Absolutely. So when did the VIA group was pretty much like something that was birthed out of the pandemic. How long has it been up and running now?
So it was birthed really. So my son was born in 2019. I was playing around like in my mind like, oh, I can finally get into trucking. Like,
Right.
okay. But then life happened. I was like, oh my God, I'm an emotional wreck. I'm going through postpartum. So in
Yeah.
2020, that's when I started the Riot Group. So pretty much
Gotcha.
a year. Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, and honestly, postpartum is something I know a lot of moms watching this or that will watch this, can absolutely relate to. What advice can you give that mom that's struggling right now and just trying to get out, from under that mountain of depression? Like, what would you want someone to have said to you in that moment?
Honestly, I think it's really nothing nobody can say to you because you're going to feel how you feel regardless. People
Yeah.
can big you up, sing your praises all day long, but when you wake up in the morning, you still feel like, "Ugh, I'm just
Yeah.
so depressed." And it's, you can have good things going on in your life, and it's just like, I'm just so depressed. I don't know how to shake it. You have to really want to feel better.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to know the end goal. Like, okay, this feeling is just temporary. But I know what helped me. I journaled
Me
because
too.
I felt like while I was pregnant, I just had kind of closed down. Like, and I was depressed while I was pregnant too. But I know what depression feels like. So that was the
Yeah.
thing I was most scared about with my pregnancy. I was like, oh, I already experienced depression from time to time.
Yeah.
I know I might have postpartum, so I journaled to my son. Like, I wrote him letters, like how my day was going, how I was feeling, and I
Hmm.
really discovered a love for journaling. Like,
Yeah.
it just was everything. But another thing is, moms and whoever else, not just postpartum. If you're going through depression, you can't be scared to say it.
No. Hmm.
Like, I
Yeah.
think I did a post one time when I was pregnant. It actually was like the week before I went into labor, and I was just talking about, like, I never met a mom say she was depressed while she was pregnant. Like, is that a taboo? Why y'all scared to say it? And I'm not lying to you. People I didn't even know was DMing me like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. I'm so
Yeah.
scared to say that out loud." And I'm like, why? We are gonna drive ourselves crazy if you don't just bust out and say, "Look, I'm depressed."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
What do
people
y'all
act
want me
like,
to do?
because people act like if you say that, then you don't love your baby. And
Yeah,
that's
like, and I'm
that's just
like, I love him. Like, I'm obsessed with that little boy, but I'm just sad. Like, I'm
yeah,
just depressed. Like, and I knew it was something. I'm laughing about this now, but I had just had him, and I remember it because it was so crazy. But I just had him, and I was watching Animal Planet, right? And somehow the baby got separated from the mom,
oh,
and the
you
baby had
shouldn't.
a. I was boo hooing, like in tears, and I'm like, "You're
Like,
so like in tears," but it's just like people be scared, like, oh, I don't want them to think I don't love myself, or I don't
yeah,
love my baby, or I'm crazy. It's like you
yeah.
can't even worry about what people think because you're gonna literally drive yourself crazy being scared to express yourself.
Absolutely. And look, someone said they love the transparency. That's what people need to
Yeah.
see. Absolutely. People need to know that they're not alone in this. You are not crazy. This is just, we go through a lot. I mean, hello, we bring a life in the world with a doorway between, bringing
Yeah.
life in this world. It's got to take a toll on you at some point in time.
Then it's like you got the mom guilt. Like, I was trying to breastfeed and my baby was so big I couldn't produce enough milk. So now I'm just feeling guilty. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even give a milk. Like, you just are emotional. So that
Yes,
village comes in because it's like
absolutely.
it's okay. Like, there's not a book to being a perfect mom. Like,
No, it's
you really
not.
have to just find what works for you and your kid. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a traditional standard or anything like that. And I think what helps with postpartum is, I say this all the time, and I made a promise to myself. I was like, I made this promise to myself, but I'm just now getting around to it. 2 years,
Uh-huh.
my son just turned 2 last week. So 2 years later, I'm just now coming out of hibernation. I'm just now starting to feel like myself. And I'm not even my old self. I'm way better than her now.
Okay.
But it's
Yeah.
like I feel myself blossoming, but it's like you can be an amazing mom. You could
Yeah.
be there for every football game, everything, but you still have to be yourself.
You
Like you
do.
cannot lose yourself. Like I know I'm a bomb mother, but guess what? I'm still Bianca. I'm still B. Like I
Yeah.
can never lose that.
No, because your
And
baby needs a happy and healthy mom more than anything. That's what your
yeah,
baby needs.
yep.
Absolutely. And I know somebody felt that. Look, yes, no rule book to live your life. It's not.
It's not
And
no rule
and
book.
I tell moms all the time, don't compare your child. I don't compare my child to nobody else's child. Their milestones are their milestones.
Yep,
My child is milestones are his own. Like,
yep,
you just gotta take it in stride.
yep.
Absolutely. And look at you now. You have this beautiful boy.
Thank
And
you.
I saw so he just turned 2, right?
Yep.
I saw the amazing birthday party
Thank
that
you.
you threw. I mean, honey, I was tired just looking at it because I'm thinking of
We
all
was
the work.
tired. Let me tell you, right? So you know this from elementary school though. Like I love art. Like I'm
Yeah,
artist. I can draw. You know what I'm saying? Like I love building I love DIY projects. Like
yeah.
even with my son's photo shoots, after his first pictures, his first professional pictures
I
in the
saw.
studio, and he acted out. I was like, oh yeah, I will never take you to a studio again. We building all DIY props. We're doing at home photo shoots with my little
Yeah.
Canon. I'm building the props. That's it. I'm not wasting no money. Like if you need to take a nap and go eat dinner and take a bath and come back, that's what we gonna do.
Okay.
But so me and my whole family is like creative and artsy.
Hmm.
So and we love a thing. So me, my sister, and my mom, like my mom would try to take over my projects in elementary school and like
Don't
do
they
them.
all, honey?
Yeah, like do them. So we was like, we're always giving the kids a party, or we always have this idea for a party. Like, why don't we just start doing event styling? Like, we always doing it anyway, and we might as well make it profitable. So that kicked in. So that's eclectic experiences, but that's a family business, like me, my mom, and my sister. So and now my niece is old enough, so she's like, I want to get in now. Like she's 14.
Good.
So we just love a thing. And it's
Yeah.
like, why would I pay somebody X amount of dollars when I could do this same thing myself?
I'm not mad at you. I mean, it was everything from, and I posted it in my story. For those who haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I mean, from balloon decor to goodie bags and
Yes,
all type of stuff.
I'm a DIYer. Like, oh no, I could make those shit bags. I'm not ordering from Etsy. Like, and we was tired, like to the point the party had started and we still wasn't done. And guess what? My village stepped right in. Oh,
Yeah,
you need us to blow up some balloons? Okay, hang this, put this right there, put this right there. So it's like it really was a team effort. But my sister,
absolutely.
she don't play with the balloon arches. Like, she don't play.
That was really, really top notch stuff right there. Like,
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely. So, I mean, for those who may not know, that is the second business that we're talking about, and it's eclectic experiences, right?
Yeah.
So, who came up with the name?
I think my sister. We
Oh,
like voted in a group chat and was like, "What names do y'all like?" And she was like, "I really like this name. Like, I really,
yeah,
really like that." When I thought about it, it's like we do so much. Like I still do art, like canvases and
yeah.
like I'm about to post I started with faux finishing, like painting walls. I was doing that for a minute, but that's a lot of manual labor. But
Yeah.
I switched the faux finishes from a wall to a canvas. So pretty soon
Mm.
I'm about to start posting like my work. But you really with eclectic experience, it doesn't matter what the theme is, it doesn't matter what your budget is, like we got you.
Yeah, absolutely. So
So
you
yeah.
do all type of events,
All type
all
of
type.
events.
Good, good.
Formal, private events, house parties, drive by baby showers, virtual, whatever you need, we got you.
Good, good. So is this just in one area right now or
Yeah,
again?
this is just in
Okay.
one area right now.
Okay. We're just in case anyone wants to.
DMV, DMV
All
area,
right.
DC, Maryland,
You heard it.
Virginia.
You
And
heard it.
now unless y'all want to
DMV.
fly us out, we can do that too.
Okay.
But it's based in the DMV.
All right, for now. For
Right,
now.
for now,
Yeah.
for now. Speaking.
So, okay, we're manifesting over here, honey.
Hello.
So, you said, you're putting some of your work on a canvas. Are we thinking art show or some type of,
I don't know yet.
gallery?
I just like it. I don't really know if I'm thinking like art show. It just lets me zone out and
Hmm.
it's just peace of mind for me. Like nothing is on my mind and
Yeah,
my creativity is just like going.
yeah,
Like I'm like a
yeah.
kid where it's like, ooh, I can add this, ooh, I can add this, ooh. So I just have fun with the canvases
Yeah.
for right
I
now.
mean, for me, it's very important for me to have an outlet. Like, are you like that?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I don't get it out, like, I write a lot. And it's like, if I don't get it out, my spirit is just not
That's
right.
that Pisces energy. That if you make me feel like I'm confined, I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have an attitude just for no. Like I have to get it out. I have to do something. Like
Yeah. That's me. That
something.
is me. So what's next? I mean, you do it all. Like, what's next? What's the goal?
Realist.
Where do you
The
see yourself?
ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is just creating generational wealth
Yeah.
for my son, for my nieces, just for my whole family. So really, what's next is real estate, getting my
Yeah.
real estate portfolio together, getting an event space so I can start
Yeah.
paying people to use their spaces. um, just putting my whole family on. Like I'm really heavy into business credit. Like
Yeah.
people own businesses and don't know nothing about business credit. Like you
Yeah.
can really leverage your business credit without even using your social security number for anything. I'm talking cars,
Absolutely.
property, whatever you want, you can do it. So I just think my main focus is really just doing what makes me happy. Like really taking trucking to the next level. And I'm not gonna sit here and fake like everything is like peachy keen and everything is just on the up and up. Like as a business owner, if you have to take a break and pull back, do that.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with hitting that reset, but I do it all the time. Like right now, I'm in a rebranded phase because, like I said, I was going through postpartum for the last 2 years.
Right.
I really wasn't feeling myself, but I'm back. I'm back on
Okay.
Instagram now. Like, uh, B is back. So it's
Yeah, you've
like,
been coming heavy. You've been coming
thank
heavy. I
you.
seen
Yeah,
the
I'm
post.
trying to be intentional these days, but it's just really creating a generational wealth. So it's like right now dispatch, but it's like getting a truck, a 18-wheeler, getting more vending machines placed in locations for my sons, getting the real
Yeah.
estate portfolio for me and him,
Yeah.
um, building a business credit and really just teaching people. I really want to teach people. Not I want to. I am. It's actually rolling out in the next couple months. I am going to start teaching people about business credit, how to build your business credit, or just how to start your business. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I mean, you got a lot of game to offer. Like, I was gonna ask, like, are you thinking of consulting?
yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be really good.
So I'm thinking of. I'm trying to restructure everything and like rebrand it, but I'm really in the rebranding phase because I'm thinking of adding that as a service to Via Group. And
Uh-huh.
technically, it's a logistics company, but I still am consulting as well.
Right.
So, yeah, be on the lookout because it's like I got some stuff in motion,
I
like
see you.
ebooks, everything. Like, I'm hungry right now, like,
Yeah.
hungry. So,
Good.
the
Good.
fire
Ain't
has
nothing
been
like
lit.
it.
Yeah.
Good. So look, tell us, like, I know you're gonna get a lot of questions, especially once I post this interview. Tell us, like, where can people get more information about the Via Group as well as eclectic experiences?
So right now you can follow Eclectic Experiences on Instagram and it's experiences with an S, no underscores or anything. Eclectic Experiences. The Via Group, you can follow the Via Group on Instagram or you can go on the website, theviagroup.com. You can go on Facebook, the Via Group, or you can just follow my page, Bianca Victoria, and it's VIXTORIA, not VIC. Um, but yeah, just kind of walk with me along my journey. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, for the first time ever, I'm okay with being vulnerable, and I'm okay with kind of showing more of myself.
Yeah. Because there's
Cause
strength in that.
yeah,
There's
cause like
strength
I
in
was
that
really
vulnerability.
guarded. Like you only gonna see what I choose to show you. Cause you know
Yeah.
people only try to show the good stuff, but it's like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm
They
more
frolicking on the
vulnerable.
beach.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm more like they didn't tell you what happened. They got to the beat. Like no.
Right.
So it's like I'm just more open to being vulnerable and being transparent. And it's like I struggle just like the next man, but
Yeah.
I ain't scared to keep trying. Like I'm not a shoulda, coulda, woulda person. Like I'ma do it,
Absolutely.
and if it don't work, that's cool too. But at least I did it. At least I tried.
Yeah, that's what people don't see. Like, you know, people talk about, the things that I've done, but they don't see how many no's, how many emails that said, well, thank you, but unfortunately,
That's the
you know,
unfortunately for me. It's like
they don't see that and know about pushing forward. So thank you for that transparency because that's
yeah,
pushing somebody to
yes,
keep
thank
moving.
you,
They need that. Look,
thank
thank
you.
you for chopping it up with me. I feel
Look, thank
like
you for having me, Tia. Like, really, honestly, I am super, super, super proud of you. I'm inspired by you because it's like I said what I said, and I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do, and you
yeah,
really are doing it. So
thank
I'm
you.
proud of you, and thank you for having me.
No, girl, I'm proud of you. You are out
Thank
here
you,
kicking down doors. You
thank
are
you.
just
I'm trying.
fearless.
I'm
You're
trying.
fearless. I
I'm
mean,
trying.
you're nothing but motivation, honey. Nothing but
Thank you.
motivation.
Thank you. I'm
Look,
trying.
and look, when I know you're gonna have three more businesses by the end of
Look, you know what though? I'm not though. I ain't gonna go over. I'm gonna focus on what's in front of me. I'm gonna focus on what's on my plate. Like
yes.
that's
Look,
it.
I mean, God, I know He has so much more for you in store. So if it is, then it is, and just know there's always a spot right here for you in the spotlight. We can talk about it.
Thank you,
You can always
Tia.
come back. Thank y'all for the love I see in the comments. I
Yes, thank y'all.
appreciate it.
Hey y'all.
Y'all been definitely rocking with us tonight. Again, thank you, B. I appreciate it. And I'll probably be hitting you up for a little advice too. So don't
Yeah,
be surprised.
call me for one thing about me. I ain't stingy with the information.
All
Call
right.
me,
All
like
right.
call me
Okay.
for real.
Cause your girl trying to, kick down the entrepreneurial type of lane too,
Not look,
know.
not that's another thing I've been practicing. You gotta be intentional with your words. You gotta not trying. You
Yes.
are going to.
Yes.
Like
Speak it. Manifest
we
it.
not trying to do nothing no more. Them days was
Facts.
in the 20s. Like we not
Yes.
trying no more.
We're doing it.
Yes,
100%.
yes,
Thank you. Thank
yes,
you. Get me right, B. Get me
yeah.
right.
Look, I be having to remind myself like, no ma'am, don't doubt
Yeah.
yourself. No.
1,000%. You absolutely right. Thank you so much, B. I appreciate you. This was the best interview I've had in a long time.
Oh,
Look,
thank you.
good because I took a little break. Well, I
Look,
wanted
ain't
to
nothing
come
wrong with
back.
the break.
I want to come back with quality interviews that are
Yeah.
be inspirational for people, not just because somebody wanted to interview. And this is absolutely kicking off my new season, the
Thank
way I
you.
intended. So thank you, thank you.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you.
All right, well, I'll holler at you. I'll be in touch.
Okay. All right. Call me for real.
All right, bet.
All right. Bye.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed tonight's spotlight. And just know each and every Thursday, 8 o'clock, you can check in with your girl right here. I'll have another special guest starting next Thursday. I'm not going to tell you just yet. So you got to stay tuned for that. But peace.